Hi, this is Valeria Maltoni, a conversation agent at Conversation Age on Twitter. I'm here at South by Southwest with Simon Mannering of We First. And I wanted to catch up with Simon because we have very exciting news. He just published his first book. And I wanted to, a little bit catch up with him on what is the vision for the book, the topic of the book, as well as the vision for his new company.
Well, thank you, Valeria. So nice to meet you and your community. The book is called We First, and it can be found at wefirstbook.com. And really, the intention behind the book is to serve as a tonic to the me first mentality that has driven thinking and behavior in the private sector for decades at least. And it's really got us in trouble, both in terms of the behavior of Wall Street, for example, and the business sector, even overconsumption by consumers and the way we treated the planet. And the net result of all of this is that it's simply unsustainable. We can't keep practicing capitalism the way that we are now if we hope to spread prosperity to a greater number of people around the world. And so my answer is framed in terms of We First, a We First practice of capitalism in which brands and consumers connected by social technology serve as a third pillar of social change that then work with government and philanthropy managed by an overarching body called the Global Brand Initiative to drastically scale our response to the crises we face. And my hope is that the private sector is really the large and last untapped resource that we can engage to really scale change so that we can look to the future with some optimism rather than being sort of terrified by all the reality of all the crises we see around us.
Now, I've been around a while, and I know there is always a personal story behind, what makes people decide to do something. Would you share your personal story briefly with us?
Well, I was a long-time ad guy working in Australia, then working in London, and then working on Nike at Wieden and Kennedy, and then running global accounts like Motorola for Ogilvy. And I mentioned that because part of it was that at the end of this career, I didn't necessarily feel fulfilled. I didn't feel like that I had found my own purpose. Secondarily, I am an Australian with a Hungarian mother, American daughters, who's worked in Asia, Europe, and now the United States. So like you, Valeria, you sort of inevitably end up being sort of a citizen of the world in a sense, and you feel a responsibility in those terms. But the true catalyst was that I read the transcript to Bill Gates' creative capitalism speech that he gave at the World Economic Forum in 2008. And he said government and philanthropy can't fix the world on their own. We need the private sector to get engaged. And I really, as an advertising creative, took that as a brief. I thought, here's a massive business problem that needs a creative solution. And the only reason I felt that I could contribute something is that I looked around and I saw this social technology that was transforming business. And as an ad guy or as a branding consultant, I knew that anything that connects people so seamlessly, so easily for free is potentially transformative. So I think social technology is giving consumers a voice through which they can organize themselves and leverage their buying power to coerce brands to be more socially responsible so that together the private sector can be a third pillar of social change that can really build a sustainable practice of capitalism that we so desperately need.
Thank you so much, Simon Mannering at wefirst.com.
Thanks, Valeria.